One of the things that I thought about, this wasn't like a new revelation, but it just hit me more so recently, that lawn care is a hobby for a lot of people. They just like doing it. I feel like that way for me, to be honest with you. I do lawn care for a living, but when I have time, I really don't mind working in my yard a lot of times. Today I went out and planted a tree in my yard. It wasn't burdensome, I enjoyed doing it. So people that like doing something, when it comes time for a gift, they typically want something that is related to their hobby. My dad likes to go hunting, so when it's his birthday, we oftentimes give him something that's related to hunting, because that's what he enjoys doing. So today I want to show you some gift ideas. They're not too expensive. I'm not talking about like a new truck or anything, that are related to lawn care. And you know, just thought some of you might be looking for an idea, and these hopefully will be helpful. And today's video is sponsored by Yardbook. I've been in the lawn care business for 17 years, and since 2015 I've been using Yardbook to run my business. If you need a software to run your lawn care business, go to yardbook.com and sign up for a free account. First I was thinking maybe we can do these at around $100, but I think some of them are going to go over 100, but not this one, I don't believe. This is the Scott's sprayer, 2-gallon sprayer. Now I've been using similar sprayers for a long time, but I switched over, and this one is the Pump Zero. So the difference is this one's battery powered, comes with a little charger you plugged in. The battery lasts a really long time, so I'm out spraying yards all the time, probably get 2 to 3 weeks out of a charge, and that's me using it very, very regularly. So nothing, you know, unbelievably fancy about the sprayer, but I tell you, I have gotten away from pumping up sprayers almost completely and use these. I have got, I believe, 4 of these that I keep on my truck, so I can recommend this, and I'll put a link in the description to some of these products if you want to check them out. So next up, we're going to go over some footwear. These are made by Cujo. I have bought things from Cujo, and Cujo has given me some things for free. These are the new rubber boots they came out with this year, and I want to compare those with these. These are the Muckster 2s. So there's some pros and cons of them in my experience. I've worn both of these. Main thing I like about the Mucks is I can slip them on very easily, where these are not difficult to put on, but I can't slip them on without bending over and using my hand. And maybe that sounds lazy, but that's just the way it works. These you can slip on no problem. Now the downside of the Mucks, and what I would say is a benefit to the Cujos, is the actual sole, and for 2 reasons. You can see here, and I've been in mud, so pardon me, but the actual sole on these wears out pretty quickly. I'm gonna say get 6 months out of a pair, which is not terrible, but I would love for them to last a little bit longer, where the Cujo has a more substantial sole in my opinion. Now they're both very, very comfortable shoes. The other thing I like about the Cujo, the sole on it, is I do feel like I get better traction. I've actually do some yards, I'm spraying yards out there, and I've got some on a hill. When it's wet, I feel a little bit more traction on a hill with these than I do these. Now again, I love the Mucks. I think they're great. They do wear out fairly quickly, but extremely comfortable. So just wanted to help understand the difference of those. Now these are the Cujo Jags. Now when I'm mowing grass, I like to wear these. They make the lace-up kind. These Jags have no laces, but they do fit great, comfortable. Again, if you're not familiar with the Cujo, it's kind of like a combination of a boot and a tennis shoe. So some of the comfort of a tennis shoe with some of the ruggedness of a boot. So again, you got some great traction down there as well. Okay, another company that I do work with sometimes is Milwaukee, and I'm just showing a few of the Milwaukee tools, and I bought some Milwaukee stuff, but the lawn care stuff they do provide for me, and I've gotten to go to Milwaukee a couple times to the big event they have where they show us kind of the new products coming out. One of them I saw last time was a string trimmer, and this is a single battery string trimmer. So I've got the dual battery string trimmer from Milwaukee as well. It's like extremely powerful. And when they came out with the single battery one, or this particular one, I was excited about it because honestly it had less power, and I wasn't looking for less power necessarily, but longer battery life. So with this one, you've got 3 speeds. It's lighter weight because you've only got 1 battery instead of 2 batteries. So I think there's a lot of benefits to it. And one of the things I like about them too, whichever one you get, they have a head that's comparable with the Speed Feed head. So what that means is no taking the cap off when you load the line. You simply line up the red arrows there, cut your line off whatever length, you know, like 15 feet or so, 12 to 15 feet, I forget exactly. Feed it through one side, out the other, pull it to equal lengths and turn it, and it'll wind it up for you, and they feed great. So really think that the trimmer head on these is great. Believe me, if you haven't tried some of these Milwaukee equipment, or even other battery equipment as well, I'm mostly familiar with the Milwaukee. I know a lot of people want to use gas, and I use gas a lot too, but these are powerful. So don't think, oh man, thing's not going to have any power. No, I think you would be pleasantly surprised with the amount of power that they do have. For my weed control and fertilization business, this is the exact blower I carry on my truck. It's a single battery Milwaukee blower. Again, really good power for this. I'll just show you. I'm going to hold the blower and the camera at the same time. We'll just blow some leaves just to give you a taste. So, you know, I'm not saying it's gonna compare with the biggest, baddest Red Max or steel blower on the market, but for a handheld blower, this thing is great. And for me, running a weed control and fertilization business, I just need to blow the fertilizer off the sidewalk every now and then if I like make a mistake. So it's not something I'm using a lot. I'm not trying to do like giant leak cleanup jobs. And the battery life on that particular blower is excellent. The other thing I thought, just again trying to show you some things that weren't like too overly expensive, is this Milwaukee pruner. So let's take the cover off. But I have like a lot of blueberries and fig trees and peach tree and all pear tree, all kind of stuff in my house. And this thing has been super handy. Muscadine vine, I got that too. But you can see there, you turn it on, you can go to a narrow gap there or the wider gap. You see, open to a bigger one. But these are awesome. You just simply pull the trigger, and as you can imagine, that will do an excellent job pruning things. So it makes quick work of my muscadines and other pruning jobs. I've actually got a longer set of these that are great for like pruning a crepe myrtle tree and things of that nature, but this little handy one is great for smaller pruning jobs. And people may think I'm crazy, but I use this thing a lot. I'm not saying on all my yards. I do weed control and fertilization, and I've got hundreds of yards, but I wouldn't doubt if on 20% of the yards I'm using this thing. Now, I'm not using on really big yards or anything like that, but sometimes instead of getting a ride-on spreader sprayer out, if it's a small yard or a yard that's on a steep hill, this is great. So this is a solo chest mounted spreader. I believe it holds 20 pounds, 20 or 25. I think it's 20, but as you can see there, you put seed in there, fertilizer, whatever. You can adjust the opening on it to put more or less. I typically leave it wide open and just control it myself. You can also adjust how fast you spin the handle, and the faster you spin it, obviously the more wide of a pattern it's going to throw, because it's going to spin faster. But this thing is really, really excellent. It throws a great pattern, and honestly, I use this more than a push spreader. If I had a small yard, even if I was a homeowner, I would not use a push spreader. I would use one of these. They're priced reasonably. Again, for my business, I'm out there riding around on machines a lot of times using those to spread fertilizer and lime, things of that nature. But on small yards, I use this, carry it on the back of my truck, comes in very, very handy. And you can also use it like for flower bed treatments and things of that nature if you're doing some kind of granular pre-emergent on a flower bed. Or you might have like a small area you want to put out like a granular fungicide. You know, there's different applications, but this thing is awesome. A couple other things to mention. One, I'm developing a new video course. I hope to have it ready by the end of the year. It's going to be specifically training people to deal with Bermuda and zoysia grasses, whether it be somebody looking to get into business or it's a homeowner that wants to know what do the pros do. They have a great Bermuda or zoysia line. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I'm really excited about that. Hoping that's going to be up and going in the next 30 days. Also wanted to mention the Lawn Care Life Conference, February 20th, 21st. If you need a Christmas gift, just get that. Get a ticket to that, and there's actually a promotion going. We have the VIP tickets this year as well as the general admission. Both are great. If you want to do the VIP, there is a promotion until the end of the year. Use the promo code Christmas when you check out, and you're going to save 30% on that VIP option. That does end on the end of the year. The conference is near Birmingham, Alabama. Go to lawncarelife.com and click on the conference link to see the speakers, the dates, all the things. We have a great time. This isn't the first time we've done it. It's been awesome. Hope to see many of you there. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you guys in the next one.